Now that we know how to declare a class and implement its constructor and its destructor, we'll discover how to put things in our class to make it more useful. We'll discover the notions of member attribute and member function. A member attribute is just a variable you have in your class and that you may use from an instance, meaning you'll have a foo variable set up and different in every instance of your class. A little bit of sync. Don't worry about that. In the same way, you'll discover below how I'll be able to declare a member function, meaning a function in my class that I'll be able to use from the instance of my class. If you remember structures in C, having an attribute, say a foo integer, is something we are quite familiar with. We all know we could write the instance quote, or --, depending on whether we have a pointer or not, the attribute or the member of the structure we are interested in. However, if we wanted to add functions to our structure, it would be impossible in C. The only way to do it is to have a pointer on function in our structure, assign the pointer, and be able to make references of our pointer on function to call the function. It works very well, but it requires more syntax and preparation in C, so it wasn't very convenient to use. In C++, we have the possibility to declare directly a function in our class. The implementation of this function, as well as its definition, will work the same way as the constructor and the destructor, but this time we'll have a return type in front. So in my example, I had a bar brackets quote member function that was a member of my sample class. To be able to define this function, I will just write the return type, the name of the class, the identifier of my function, then the parameters, and finally use my function as I normally would. There's still a little subtlety with member functions in C++. C++ is lying to you. Here, my bar quotes. Here, my bar bracket member function, contrary to appearances, accepts a parameter and not void. By default, C++ will always pass automatically and in a transparent way. A parameter that will always be first. It will be a special pointer that we will discover in the next video. It will be a pointer on the current instance that you'll be able to use. Let's keep this for the next video. In use, it's very simple and will make you think about what we used to do in C with structures. I instantiate my sample class, so an instance variable, that is an instance variable of my sample class. Another poor choice of variable name, sorry about that. Now I'm using the foo attribute of my instance variable, so instance is a stack variable, not a pointer, so I use as I would in C. If it was a pointer, I'd have to use --. I assign the value 42 to this foo attribute. Then I can display it. Nothing complicated. For my member functions, bar brackets in this case, I'm using the same syntax. It's very simple, very convenient, and here instance.bar brackets will allow me to call the bar bracket member function of my instance of the sample class. See you soon for the next part.